Hi, welcome back to The Perspective on Bari Desatu. I'm Blaise Hope, and with me in the studio is Luigi Pralangga. We've spoken about UN peacekeeping missions. Now we're going to talk about his 2011 book, Ondel-Ondel Nekat Keliling Dunia. One Peacekeeper, 1,000 Adventures. Luigi, what's the book about?
The book about journeys of my peacekeeping experience, the travel that I conducted during all those years, travel to such challenging places, the dreams from an ordinary Jakartans, then becoming a person who plays bigger roles in the multilateral diplomacy and global peace, and the story of a father that loves their families behind. That left their families behind for duty, and how he loves them so much.
So it's sort of a soldier writing home from abroad.
Indeed, pretty much like that.
Can you give us an example of some of the adventures?
It dated back on my aim to... I've never dreamt of working in the UN before, but somehow I landed...
How did you end up there? Yeah.
Well, I was back in 2000, the year 2000. I was serving a summer camp organization in New York, and somehow after that, one thing led to another. I served quite briefly in the Indonesian permanent mission to the United Nations, like the the Indonesian embassy to the United Nations. I served there for a quite brief of time. Then I got exposed to the United Nations, and that's where my career began in 2001. I started my career in headquarters in New York. I stayed there for 4 years, and it attracts me to serve the peacekeeping missions in 2003. That's where I went to Iraq, joining the Weapons of Mass Destruction Inspection Commission. That was my first assignment back in 2002-2003.
You were with Hans Blix?
Yes, indeed. That was the missions. There was one other Indonesian there, so we were only 2 Indonesians there. My first assignment was really an eye-opener that the UN is not always just meetings, conventions, and press briefing. There are also serious...
This was the real deal.
Yes, so we have 2 worlds, field and headquarters. So I got both exposures. And it attracts me more to another peacekeeping missions. That was Liberia. I spent 7 years in Liberia after that first year in Iraq. And then after Liberia, I went back again to Iraq for 3 years. And then...
Guys, you loved it.
Pretty much, because it's like a roller coaster. You pretty much see everything in a fast pace, and you're exposed to traveling, cultures, new friends, and everything's very dynamic.
Now, were you just in Baghdad in the green zone, or did you get out of it?
Yes, different other cities. Yes, I spent quite a number of time in the regions as well, but mostly I'm in the city. But there are some regular visits to the sectors. Mm-hmm. Yes.
And what is the highlight?
The highlight, yes, it provides me an exhilarating experience that you can be what you want to be there. The best that you can. You are representing who you are, your family, your nationality, your identity there. You're playing a second-track diplomacy of being an Indonesian contributing into such larger and important international agenda. So it gives you pride. And there are, of course, dreams that some of you could never experience before. For those of you who watch the news and see, oh, how can I play such role? Basically, being in such challenging assignment provides you the ability to represent yourself, your best abilities, and you can become the better diplomat you can be.
You determine your own level of success there.
That's indeed. And with the peacekeeping or humanitarian relief, you pretty much have the freedom to roam or develop your career maneuver, pretty much that the other way around. So when you think that you have enough exposure in this particular country, you can move elsewhere, or you can move back to the headquarters, or you may change to other organization that is appealing to you. So there are various flexibilities here.
What would you say to a young Indonesian who's looking to get out? How would you pitch doing what you've done?
Prepare yourself better, professionally and mentally, because it's a rough sea out there. Talk to the people who are already there to save you some headaches and run around so you waste your time in your applications. Get your mentor, and being vigilant of the global agendas, and develop your skills, especially communication skills, because you are going to be challenged to the maximum extent on how to articulate yourself professionally and personally.
Luigi, thank you for joining us.
Likewise, it is a pleasure all mine. Thank you.
Ondel-ondel, Nakat Keliling Dunia is on bookshelves. One Peacekeeper, 1,000 Adventures. That's it from the perspective for now on Beri Satu. I'm Blaise Hope. See you next time.